All right, here we go. I am meteorologist Ben Peine with Ben at 10 this morning. And of course, you know what we're going to talk about. It's the snow on the way. So, hashtag BOTS, bots, bring on the snow. For you snow lovers, a little bit of snow, just enough to carry you on here. It's not going to be a big snow tonight, but it could be impactful for our Tuesday morning commute. Looks like that snow will be moving in after around 10 p.m. tonight. There is a winter weather advisory for all of southern Indiana and also many counties in Kentucky as well, mainly north of the Bluegrass and Western Kentucky Parkway. And generally, we're talking about 2 inches or less of some snow that could be on the ground early tomorrow morning. Some areas, maybe even a little bit less than that, especially off to the southwest. So we're going to be tracking our first little winter weather system, again, with the winter weather advisory, 10 p.m. tonight until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And I would guess that we'll probably get some school closings or they do the e-learning day. But it looks like we'll have some students at home, I think, tomorrow with this potential snow, or not potential, it's a high likelihood of that snow during the overnight and into early tomorrow morning. I would say that snow will wrap up around sunrise tomorrow morning, so it's not going to last too long here for us. And as we take a look at the radar and satellite, here is what we're looking at with the snowfall out to our west right now. So there you can see the system developing, starting to spread in a little bit of snow into Missouri right now, and that is the system that will be on the way for us too. So we're going to look at that with Futurecast. We'll look at the hour by hour and all that fun stuff. Here's a live look outside at the gray skies. It is going to be cold and dry today, and then again that snow move in late tonight after 10 p.m. So before that happens, no travel worries whatsoever. High temperatures today in the upper 30s and lower 40s. So I can go ahead and also bring up the weather headlines here for us to get us started. And as always as well, we'll have a quick look at some weather history, your weather jokes. But again, we're going to spend a lot of time on this snow chance today. And then the rest of the week after our snow tonight looks pretty quiet, and our cold pattern continues for us. So here's a look at what we're talking about today. Cold and dry snow tonight, about 1 to 3 inches possible, generally around 2 inches. And then we're going to have some slick road potential early Tuesday morning. So may want to delay travel perhaps until the afternoon if road crews need to get out there and improve the road conditions. And here's a look at, I posted this yesterday, but the weather models are pretty similar. I've got 4 different weather models here. There's also the European and the Canadian weather model you could add on here, but generally showing about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall, our weather models there. So bad timing for me with this cold pattern. I had the grizzly old beard from no shave November, and it's gone now. So I might be a little cold with this early start to winter, it seems. December 1st, happy December 1st, by the way. I guess we're appropriately starting one of our colder months in a winter-like fashion here for us. And December, although winter officially begins with the winter solstice on December 21st, meteorologically speaking, in the weather world, we keep track of winter by keeping it more simple: December, January, February for climatology. So meteorologically speaking, winter has begun in the weather world, I should say. All right, we've got some comments popping in here before we get to digging into the weather portion of the show. We got a good morning from Orlean Whitlow, 23 in Hodgenville this morning, up to 26 now. It has been a very cold start across the area. Christian Walker with 31, or the countdown continues, 31 days until New Year's, 24 degrees in Carmel, Indiana right now, with that 90% chance of snow. Lillian Lasley with a good morning, got up at his 22, now 29. Thanks for those backyard thermometer reports. And Tim Furnish has a cold and dreary start in Madison. Come on, spring. And we've got, where has been a 10 on Facebook? It should be on Facebook. Let me check really quickly here. And it is on Facebook right now. So I'm not sure what's going on with your Facebook, Laura, but it is on my Facebook. It looks like it's working. And Christian's got the Christmas tree up. We did the Christmas decorations as well on Sunday. Or was it Saturday? Saturday, I think. And we got a good morning from Rita Harmon. Get us through this cold weather. Let's do that. Let's get through it here. So let me bring something else up here to the stage. How's your Monday going? Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving? I hope you did. We had a bunch of people over, like 20 family members, so it was very busy. There was a little snow. What was that? Friday, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday night. A little bit of snow, not much. So what I wanted to mention here is a reminder. We got a lot of weather sources. So we got my live show up right now, as you can see there on YouTube. We got 29 degrees with the current conditions. You got your daily forecast to take you through the rest of this week, your hourly forecast that'll take you through the rest of today, 7-day forecast that I've just posted here for you. I've got a new weather story on there as well. Forecast maps, and this is a look here look at all these winter weather advisories, by the way. This is at weather.gov. So stretching through the Ohio Valley, parts of the Midwest, into the South, into Arkansas, Oklahoma, and all the way up through portions of New England under the winter weather advisory. And that winter weather advisory for us for around 2 inches of snow possible. So there's also these interactive maps here at extolmag.com. You can click on your watches. It's going to pop up the winter weather advisory that we have in the area. You can click on our area, and it says here all the details for us from the National Weather Service. The winter weather advisory is from 10 tonight until 9 a.m. And what they say is mixed precipitation expected, total snow accumulations up to around 2 inches, some icing, light glaze of icing possible. Of course, it shows you where, what, when, all that good stuff. So the impact, plan on slippery road conditions. The hazardous conditions could impact the Tuesday morning commute. Roads, especially bridges and overpasses, will likely be slick and hazardous. So the winter weather advisory advising you to be ready for some winter weather. And then there you can see with the interactive map, you can click on temperatures, you can click on winds, and check out some different variables there. So a lot of resources there on that map right here. We've got another interactive map that does a whole lot more. There are dozens of layers that you can click on. The upper right-hand corner, there's an orange little circle there that you can really nerd out on lots of different weather variables, temperatures, winds, and again, the alerts. They pick yellow for their winter weather advisory for whatever reason. But there you can see a ton of information right here. There's also a future cast. You hit play, and that will show you the mixed precipitation, the snow or the rain. If you look closely, there are little snowy icons there, and this is taking us through the overnight and into early tomorrow morning with that snow potential. Another live look outside here, the current conditions in the upper 20s. Live look here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. I want to thank our partners before we dig into the forecast here. Lyons Roofing, Lyons, roofing gutters. If you want a free estimate, you can head to lyonsroofingco.com, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can give them a call, 812-294-3595. They got you covered on both sides of the river. Pun intended. They've got you covered there. And also our friends at Ivy Tech Community College, they've got an angel tree program. If you want to do some giving in this giving time of year, they help out their students. You can just stop by their campus and they can show you where it's at or just make that donation there. And they're also helping, future students in so many different ways. You can just head here to ivytech.edu and then you click down here. So tomorrow being Tuesday is Tuesdays at the Tech. This is where you can customize your visit with a faculty member, get the tour, learn about student life, veterans benefits, financial aid, career coaching, and then if you're ready, you can register there. So they've got courses throughout the year and dozens of different certification programs to help you level up, and they'll meet you where you're at. You belong here, ivytech.edu. Here's my buddy Michael Long as well with American Family Insurance, amfam.com. Just search Michael Long. If you want to get a quote, call him 812-578-3072, and he can maybe find ways to save as he has for our family here recently. So if you want a quote, again, there you can go to amfam.com and search Michael Long. I want to thank our friends at Libs Paving as well. Top asphalt paving contractor around. Tough to do work in this kind of weather. but you can maybe find some work. If you need an opportunity, you can give it a go here at Libs Paving, LIBB as in Ben, spaving.com. And you can try to apply online right there for a job. Okay, it is time to talk about our winter weather on the way. We've got the wood stove fired up, cozy with all the Christmas tree decorations in the house. So we are good. We are ready to go for some winter weather here. We've got Joe Banks this morning. My toes are cold. Good morning. And a cheers with Big Happy here. And we've got a good morning from Dolly Mitchell. I also want to thank my former coworker, Melissa Swan, for being on our Extol Unfiltered show. If you missed it, talking about alpha-gal syndrome from the Lone Star tick. A lot of valuable information on that show. You can watch the replay on my page or Extol Media on YouTube. We'll be there. Will there be school tomorrow in Louisville? Brandy, I'm guessing there won't be school, or there'll be the e-learning situation. So I bet kids are going to be taking home those Chromebooks or the iPads or whatever they're using. Laura, good. Glad you got it up on Facebook there. And we've got Mary Ridge. Good morning. Down south at the moment with a blustery, a balmy 57 degrees with a rip current. Lillian Lasley, sun shining at your house. Yeah, we've got some sun actually peeking through some of the clouds. Since you mentioned that, we've got the radar and satellite up here, so you can see there are Kentucky seeing a little more sunshine than Indiana right now. So we'll actually see some peaks of sunshine before the clouds really fill in later on today, and we start to get that chance of snow, which the snow, as you can see, is starting to move into Missouri. That'll move our direction after, I'd say, around 10, 11 p.m. tonight. But Laura has no sun in Valley Station. And Mary Netherly says, thanks, Ben. Not what I wanted to hear in the weather just yet, but with that being said, thanks for keeping us updated. And thank you very much for catching the 9 a.m. show, Laura. Appreciate that. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's bring up the forecast, and then we'll bring up the weather models. And Orlean got some sunshine there in Hodgenville at 29 degrees. Some burr sunshine out there. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the forecast, make it simple. Then we'll load up the weather model data. We'll look at the precipitation types, since we're going to have maybe 3 different types of precipitation: snow, maybe 4, snow, sleet, maybe a little bit of freezing rain, and then just plain rain across the area. And areas south of the parkways in Kentucky, likely more rain. And then the farther north you go, you're turning into just snow. So always a little tricky here around the Ohio Valley with the precipitation types in our region. All right, let me remove that and then bring this guy back up here. So cold and dry today for your December 1st. Your headlines: snow tonight, late night especially. It'll be moving out around sunrise tomorrow morning, 1 to 3 inches possible of snowfall. And then slick early Tuesday morning. I would say, I know a lot of eyeballs go to that 3, but I would lean towards the lower amounts. And we're looking at all the different weather models showing the potential of some of this. I would call it minor snow. And I know that the impacts are different for different people. Like if you're living in a flat area, not a big deal to drive over an inch or 2 of snow. But if you don't like to drive in the snow and you've got a doctor's appointment, it's a bigger impact for you. So I get it. The impact levels are different depending on your situation. If you live in a neighborhood like mine that's really hilly, it's not a good situation, even with just a ½ inch of snow. So I get it. Even though this is not a big snow, it can still be impactful for us. Here's a look at the countdown here. Donna, will I be doing another live chat this afternoon, evening? I don't think there will be a need, since it's just a simple forecast. We've got the information out there, the winter weather advisory. I don't think anything's going to change. I just don't think I'll have any new information for you later on today. But I might go on earlier tomorrow morning to check out the live conditions on the roads. Our countdown here: winter begins 20 days on December 21st, Christmas in 24, time change in 97 days. I think that's March 8th. And we'll have those later sunsets closer to 8 p.m. by then. And in the springtime, speaking of winter weather, we're looking forward to, some of us are looking forward to springtime, 109 days away. And our stupid weather jokes before we get to your forecast. What did one snowflake say to the other? Let's stick together. What protects snowmen? Snow angels. What do you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman. Abdominal six-pack. All right, we're moving right along. And Mary's got the doctor appointment tomorrow morning. So, I think if you're comfortable driving in the snow, you'll be in pretty good shape, especially if you have a flat route. Okay, our weather history, there's a ton of it. I'm not going to go through it all, but at noon today, I'll put this on Facebook if you want to read through more of this. There's just a ton of weather history there. I want to get to the snow. Monday for today, December 1st, 40 degrees, a mix of clouds, some sunshine before the clouds thicken up later today as that system approaches. Night snow, especially late night, and just an east breeze at around 5 to 10. Lillian, thank you very much for the support for the jokes there. And Laura's saying 97 days and counting for the time change. Tonight, snow showers, light accumulations, west-northwest wind around 5 to 10. Low temperature tonight around 30 degrees. So it could be cold enough, and we've had a cold spell that we could have the snow sticking on contact with the pavement. But treated roads and the plows, I think we'll be able to handle this just fine. But there might be a period of time where things are a little slippery to watch out for tomorrow morning. When we get these in February, it's not a big deal. We've been through it. But the first slightly impactful snow, I get it. It's a big deal. We've got Dennis Gregory. Happy cold Monday. Bedford's always watching. We appreciate you, Bedford. Driving through Bedford quite a bit these days. Back and forth to Indiana University. All right, so for tomorrow, around sunrise, I think we'll see that snow tapering off. And look at this temperature, only 34 degrees, wind chills in the 20s, so just above freezing. So it might take a little time if you get 2 inches of snow for it to melt off with those temperatures staying pretty cold. And that's a good 15 degrees below normal. Our normal high is 51, so just 34 there. And then 35, our normal low temperature. So our high temperature tomorrow is going to be below our normal low temperature. So that's just some perspective on winter kind of starting early here. Susan saying, I lived and drove in Fort Wayne and Loganport until 1987, but I really don't like driving here in southern Indiana. I got that morning appointment. Yeah, anytime you're dealing with hills, you get a little rough. And Barbara said, thank you, Ben. Hope Hannah turns you on to IU tickets. She can't get me tickets, but she's got her student tickets that she can get. So after today, guys, it's pretty quiet for the rest of the work week. Our first December week here, we're looking at some chilly temperatures, 30s and 40s, lows below freezing. There might be a system. The models were showing a little wintry mix Friday, and now they've erased it. It looks like that'll track south of us. And then showing maybe a disturbance moving through Sunday with mainly just some rain potential with that. There is a cold front that moves through Thursday morning, but that looks to move through mostly dry. There might be a couple flurries with that. But otherwise, there you can see after tonight's winter weather spell, things are going to be much quieter around the area. It's now 10:29. We're going to be firing up the weather models, and let's go ahead and time it out and look at the weather. Before we get to the weather models, I want to mention one more thing here. They've got a food drive with NWSB, any of the branches, through December 15th. So 15 more days. You can donate canned food, non-perishable items, snacks, and dry cereals. This Saturday, it's Jingle Bell Run, the Arthritis Foundation. And this is at Tom Sawyer State Park in East Louisville at 9 a.m. I'll be hosting that starting at 8 a.m. They've got a bunch of fun things that happen before that, and it's indoors before the actual run, so you can stay warm there. You can go and find out more. I believe it's jbr.org/Louisville, and how you can sign up there if you want to join us out there. Moving right along here, let's go ahead and bring up the weather graphics. And here we go. Again, there's the system out to the west. It's got snow in Missouri. And I'm going to switch this out to the future radar here. So we'll see it coming in here later on tonight. We will start off. Let's just start off with the high resolution rapid refresh weather model. And let me put on the precip type. There we go. And another cheers here with Big Happy. Didn't get the best sleep last night, so a little extra coffee. Dusty Norton asking about I'm not looking at weather models for a winter forecast, but you're looking at trends, teleconnections with what's happening kind of globally with a weak La Nina. And the trends are for a better chance at below normal temperatures and possibly more winter weather than we would normally have. So, like, just to sum it up, I think we'll have a winter, because sometimes we end up with just a mild winter and maybe just a couple inches of snow. We've had that happen before, but I think we'll get a winter this winter. But specifics are impossible that far out. All right, I'm going to jump ahead to 4 o'clock this afternoon. And with the precipitation type, there you can see it just out to our west. And there are different colors that represent different types of precipitation. And this is jumping ahead here to now 8 p.m. And initially, we might just get some flurries and stuff like that, but I don't think we'll have anything real impactful until after 10 p.m. or so. There you can see a little bit of a mixed bag when it begins to move in after sunset. This model, a little bit ahead of that 10 p.m., but I'll go to 10 o'clock here, and we'll wait for this data to load up. There you can see. All right, so there are going to be, as far as snow, some haves and have-nots around the area. There's going to be a sharp change from snow to rain, and we see that in our area. And it looks like the Ohio River could be a dividing line for a while. You can see rain over Kentucky and then snow over southern Indiana as this system begins. This here is at 10 p.m. Let's go to the part of the overnight period. We'll pop on 2 o'clock in the morning, and there you can see we've transitioned more over to some snow. And it looks like the steadiest snow and some of the heavier snow bursts will be during the overnight when a lot of us are sleeping. But the snow comes down during the coldest time period of the day at nighttime and early tomorrow morning. So that means it could stick and cause some slick roads. Let's go here to 5 o'clock in the morning. And the system already beginning to progress off to the east, the heart of it. We're left over with some light snow and some flurries. This is at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's why, so sunrise is right around 7:40 this time of the year. And by that time, this is 7 a.m., it looks like the snow is already sneaking off to the east. So again, a lot of us are just going to probably won't even see the snow if you go to bed early enough. It's going to be happening while we sleep. But there you can see 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, that system is already off to the east. And what a mixed bag that you have there with rain, thunderstorms over the southeast, and in the middle, maybe a little light glazing of ice and sleet. And then on the northern end of the system is the snowfall. All right, let's bring up the snow amount. And I don't like on this system, I don't like the colors here because green reminds me of rain, but this is the snow accumulation potential. And let's see here. It's got some 2-inch amounts, some 1-inch amounts, even a little bit less than an inch southwest of Louisville. So this is the HER weather model showing around 1 to 2 inches. So the winter weather advisory from the National Weather Service does say winter weather advisory because of around 2 inches or less of snow accumulation. So again, not a major snow. We don't need to freak out about it, but you may want to delay travel early tomorrow morning if the roads are looking pretty slick and hazardous, which, again, in my neighborhood, they can become very slick because we have some steep hills. And so I might be avoiding the early morning travel, and I might end up doing an earlier morning version of this show, maybe really early morning, just to see what the road conditions are like to give you a heads up tomorrow morning. So stay tuned early tomorrow morning. Linda Baker, going into hibernation. I feel you. It is the cloudy, cold time of the year. Not my favorite. And I don't know why I chose short sleeves on this cold day. A little bit nippy. All right. So that was the HER weather model. Let's go back, and I'm going to bring up the NAM 3 kilometer. It's another high-resolution weather model, and we can bring up the precipitation type. I'm going to go back here to this afternoon, right around sunset. So let me go ahead and bring this back up. So again, we look at the high-resolution rapid refresh weather model. Sometimes we just compare and contrast to look. When the weather models agree, they're getting better timing. You have higher confidence in that. So back to it here. We've got, this is at around 5 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and go to around 8 o'clock. Initially, this might be the precipitation might be falling into some dry air. There might be some virga where the precipitation dries out before it hits the ground. This has a little bit of a warmer solution with rain over most of the area first. And then this is going to 11 o'clock is the next load up here. And so as we wait for the data to load, there you can see a little bit of a light icing with this solution, snow to the north, more rain over Kentucky initially. And then I believe we'll see a switch over to more snow during the overnight period as this loads up here at 3 o'clock in the morning. So there you can see that switch over to snow for most of us during the overnight. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning. So at this model solution initially is a little bit milder, mixes in a little bit more liquid than the other weather model. But impacts are going to be pretty much the same with either weather model because you've got the switch over to snow during the overnight here. And this is at around 5 o'clock in the morning. This next map right here, and this next snapshot is at 5 a.m. So they're both timing it out the same with the snow moving out around or before sunrise tomorrow morning. But again, when you have some snow around sunrise, it can be a sticky snow because it's so cold. And Ron Washburn heading to Maryland Thursday. Hope it's all gone by then. It will be. I think you're going to be in good shape. And we'll look at the GFS weather model a little bit down the road, and I can show you that here in just a second. This is around 6 a.m. There you can see that system pulling off towards the east and moving out. I'm going to pull up a snapshot here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So this is a quick hitter. It's going to be in and out during the overnight period. And then there you can see that mixed bag off to the east. And bringing up the snow accumulation map for this one. All right. And this one is lighter than the HER weather model. Excuse me. This shows like less than an inch. So again, I want to remind you that when you the forecast is for 2 inches or less. It's just human nature to focus on that bigger number. But that range includes less. So don't be surprised if you just see a light coating on the grass tomorrow. Also, don't be surprised if you get 2 inches. There's always going to be a range county by county. I have seen before. It's so funny when people make fun of the meteorologist, the weatherman. It's so easy to do with this. Why don't you forecast 1 to 8 inches? Well, hey, guess what? There was a time in Jefferson County alone, in Louisville Metro alone, there was 1 to 7 inches of snow in different parts of the county. So that's why you've got to put out a forecast range. We can't just say it's going to snow 2.5 inches. It's never just going to snow an exact amount for the area that we're talking about, for our area. There's always going to be a range. So don't be surprised if you get a little bit or you get a little bit more. All right. Hope that makes sense. All right. Christian with the Michigan report. Ton of snow up in Michigan. And that snow tomorrow. No snow tomorrow, Christian. That snow is tonight and moving out before sunrise tomorrow morning. And Christian's on the 3rd cup of coffee. I think that's what I'm pushing into as well. Mary Dale. It's very interesting. You're very welcome. Thanks for being here this morning. All right, so that's a couple different weather models here. I'm going to bring up the NAM. I'm just bringing up the total amount of snow here. Just looking at some different weather models. This is showing about, anywhere from a ½ inch to an inch and a half around the area. That's the NAM weather model. We can bring up the GFS weather model as well. Take this to tomorrow morning. Bear with me. The GFS. So they're all very similar, showing ½ inch to 2 inches of snow. So again, 2 inch or less with all the weather models right here. We'll see if this has a snow product. And this one might not. Bear with me. I don't use this one very often. Nope, that one does not. Sorry, I'm just looking over some other weather models that we don't always use. And those do not have the total snow. Anyway, everything's basically saying 2 inches or less. Let me now bring up the temperature map because we got some frigid temperatures on the way once this moves on through. So this is tomorrow afternoon's temperatures. Very Burr. Very BRRR Burr. Just above freezing tomorrow afternoon. And with a wind at around 5 to 10, that'll put our wind chills in the 20s. Christian, we did have a great Thanksgiving. Had about 20 family members over to our house. Lots of laughs and good times. And my grandma had her 99th birthday on Thanksgiving as well. And this is Wednesday morning temperatures. And that might be a little conservative. I could see some areas dropping down around 20 degrees for Wednesday morning. Make sure things are winterized by now around the home. Maybe unhook that hose if you haven't done that. Then we're going into Wednesday afternoon. Very chilly. We just have a cold week ahead. Just a cold week ahead. Now, let me bring up the GFS weather model. Since Ron Washburn said he was heading to Maryland on Thursday, which is the 4th of December. It's crazy we're into December. This is the 4th of December. Looks like a system down south. So Ron Washburn, you're in good shape there. I'm going to go into Friday the 5th. And a system over the southeast is just rain. So that system for Friday is shifting south. And again, looks pretty quiet for the rest of this week after tomorrow morning. This is the 6th, or Saturday, pretty quiet around the region. Going into the Sunday the 7th. Not a whole lot happening here. But we are going to get some fronts that move through, some of them dry, maybe some of them just have a couple flurries, and they just reinforce the cold weather that we have across the area. Speaking of which, this is Sunday afternoon on the 7th. I mean, we're just in a chilly pattern. Look at all that cold air up north. At least we're not up here in northern Canada in the minus teens. We're very cold in Alaska, minus 30s in Alaska. A lot of cold air up there. But what's happening here, while we are also cold with this cold, we're stuck in a weather pattern where the jet stream is taking a little bit of a dive like this. So the milder air is shoved to the south, and we remain persistent in that setup right there. So I bring up the jets. If you're just wondering why are we cold? So here we go. This is the jet stream pattern. And there you can see this flow from the north. So we just got the open door here from Canada to keep us with these fronts every now and again and keeping us on a chilly pattern. Christian, we did the Christmas decorating on Saturday, actually. We got it all done. All right, so that is the long-range weather pattern. Real quick, we'll do a long-range outlook with temperatures, and we'll wrap this up and look at the forecast again if you're just hopping on. Since we're going to look out the long range, here you go. The good old Ben on a limb segment. Going out on a limb here. So let's go to, we're going to go to next Monday is the 8th. Still looks pretty chilly there. Just looking at the what air mass we're going to have over us, if we'll break out of the winter chill or not. So that still looks chilly into the 9th. Going into the 10th here, we're popping up just some snapshots here. Maybe looking slightly milder there. Cool, not cold there, middle of next week on the 10th. Going into the 11th of December, there's some milder air trying to get closer. Anything out here in the yellow or orange is 60s. Man, that would feel warm at this point. And then going into the 12th here, we're on the cool side. And I'm going into the 13th of December. We're now over 300 hours out. Chilly weather continues. When you see this, so what we're looking at here, when you see this right here, that is an overall trough in the jet stream. Okay, so the trough, the dip in the jet stream is going to fill in with this cold air, and then the warmer air is going to be south. So it looks like the overall long range pattern here is for this little dip in the jet stream and a overall chillier than normal weather pattern here for us, even though we might occasionally get a slightly milder day. This is going into December 14th. I don't see any major winter storms at this point in time. Definitely won't call tonight's system major by any means, with just 2 inches or less. And then we're taking the GFS as far out as it can go. It gets a little fuzzy that far out. Hey, this shows a mid-December warm-up. What you got to watch out for if you get these wintertime warm-ups, even though we're not technically in wintertime, they can bring strong storms. So just have to watch out if we get these little warm-ups every now and again. Usually you pay a price. If you make it into the 60s, December, January, February, you're going to pay with some rain, cold rain. You're going to pay with maybe some strong thunderstorms. So I don't see anything too extreme other than our temps right now, which are about 15 degrees below normal. So that's a look at there over the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to bring up the Climate Prediction Center's outlooks as well here for you. And this is the 6 to 10 day outlook. And no surprise, we are in the high confidence for colder than normal temperatures over our region. And that has been the Ben on a Limb segment. So if you want warm weather, it's out west over the 6 to 10 day outlook, and the chillier than normal weather over our region. And then we can bring up the 8 to 14 day outlook. And this has confidence that we're still in a below normal pattern for us, and then the warmer weather is out west. So that takes us out a couple weeks right there with those outlooks. One more look at the RadSat, and then we'll do a recap of the forecast. And that'll be Ben at 10. So there you can see the system out to the west with snow moving through Missouri right now. So heading our way after sunset for us. And here we go. There's another live look outside at the cloudy conditions. Some of you are seeing some sunshine, though. As we go back to the RadSat, take a look. There's actually a decent amount of sunshine south of 64 right now. And then some breaks in the clouds here and there in southern Indiana. So not a totally gloomy day today. But it's going to be a cold one. Cold and dry through the daytime today. Snow tonight, looking at about 1 to 3 inches. I would lean towards the lower amounts overall. It's still, you don't need a whole lot to cause some slick and slippery conditions early tomorrow morning. Might be some school closings, maybe e-learning days for students. Looking at all the different weather models, there's 4 different weather models showing some of this light accumulation potential. We had our countdown continues. Winter begins in 20 days, although today begins meteorological winter. As far as data is collected and categorized for climatology and record keeping in the weather world, today is officially meteorological winter. But astronomical winter on the calendar still begins in 20 days with the winter solstice, when the sun's rays are way south in the southern hemisphere. Christmas in 24 days, our time change in 97 days, and springtime in 109 days. And I didn't mention this. Tomorrow is the earliest sunset of the year, 5:22 p.m. Tonight is 5:23. We have those earliest sunsets of the year, 5:22 p.m. until December 12th. After that, they get minute by minute, slowly later and later. So we are now in the darkest days of the year, the shortest days of the year through December. And we had some stupid weather jokes here. Snowfall related. What did one snowflake say to the other? Let's stick together. What protects snowmen? Snow angels. What do you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman. A lot of weather history today. Again, I'll post this with a longer look at it. You can just pop it up on Facebook here at about noon today on my page. But a lot was happening on today's date. We got any winter-related stuff here? Yeah, we do. We got 2006, a winter storm produced more than 6 inches of snow along a 1,000-mile path from Oklahoma to Michigan. And 2018, just a week removed from an early season blizzard, a late season severe weather outbreak resulted in several tornadoes across central and southwestern Illinois. It's a busy time of year. Today, though, 40 degrees, cold and dry, some peaks of sunshine, and then our night snow will be on the way. East wind around 5 to 10. And tonight, snow showers with light accumulations, a low of 30 degrees. Winter weather advisory, 10 p.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'd say before sunrise, most of the snow should be gone. And then so tomorrow is actually just a cold and dry day. Watch out for some slick roads early, 32 by noon. I think most of the roads will be in good shape by the afternoon, 34 degrees to that high temperature. And then our 7-day forecast looking quieter here for our first week of December, but feeling cold with our temperatures running below normal every day. Our average high is 51, but we're only looking at highs in the 30s to the lower 40s overall, and mainly dry conditions. Looks like a reinforcing shot of some chilly air Thursday morning as a dry front moves through, might sneak in a couple flurries with that, and then maybe a little system on Sunday, but nothing major, it looks like here through that 7-day forecast. And I want to remind you, if you ever want to get a lot of weather resources anytime you want, you can get them right here, extolmag.com/weather. Of course, we've got our weather show up right now live. Thanks for liking or subscribing on YouTube. Thanks for just hitting the like button if you're watching. That helps it spread around the social media. So right now it shows 30 degrees with our current temperatures. It's got wind gusts around 9 miles per hour. You've got all these different weather variables here for you. It shows the winter weather advisory that we have right there. You can click on any alerts. You've got your hourly forecast throughout the day. And you've got your daily forecast over the next 7 to 8 days. My 7-day forecast that I posted, the new weather story here as well. And there you can see the interactive map here that shows the snow out west. A lot of different weather variables here, clouds, temperatures, futurecast. There are dozens of layers here that you can play around with. This is futurecast, shows where the snow is, where the rain is. You can hit play and play that out. So a lot of cool stuff right there. Makes it easy for you. This is a look at another interactive map that is there that shows all the winter weather advisories that are covering a lot of real estate over the Ohio Valley. And again, thanks for being here on Ben at 10. I want to thank our partners that make it all happen. Lyons Roofing, Lyons, family-owned company right out of Memphis, Indiana. They got you covered on both sides of the river, though. Louisville Metro, 812-294-3595, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. If you see any leaky conditions, maybe some drywall doesn't look so good around the ceiling, might want to get it checked out. You get some free estimates right here. Check your gutters. Make sure everything's intact. And they also have a career section right here. If you know somebody that needs an opportunity, they've got an opening here for a roofing repair technician as they are expanding. Job postings here as well at libspaving.com, L-I-B, as in Ben, S, paving.com. Also locally owned company right here out of Floyd's Knobs. And they are doing a ton of work for us all around our community. If you know somebody that needs an opportunity, check it out at libspaving.com. And if you want to level up your opportunities, it doesn't matter where you're at in life. Maybe you're, like I say, an old middle-aged man like myself, and you want a career change, which I've recently had. You get more information here at ivytech.edu. They also, by the way, at their Sellersburg location, they're at Highway 311 and 65, 9 miles north of Louisville. They've got an Angel Tree program helping out their students. If you want a way to give during this time of the year, you can stop by their campus and drop off something for them. Dozens of programs here. that you can check out Tuesdays at the Tech. So tomorrow is Tuesday. You can give them a call right here, 1-888-489-5463, or you can just click right here, RSVP for Tuesdays at the Tech. And then you're going to get that counseling, career coaching. You're going to see about student life, how to get involved, scholarships, financial aid, how much things are going to cost, ways to pay for college. And if you're ready to do it, they'll help you register for the upcoming sessions. So again, that is Tuesdays at the Tech. And if whenever you want, you can just go here and find out a whole lot more information at ibtech.edu and click on the IB Experience, and you're going to see a whole lot more right there. And Falls of the Ohio Foundation, fallsoftheohio.org, with a live look here. Also, there you see a few peaks of sunshine out there. We've also got you linked up tomorrow morning if you want to check out extolmag.com when that snow is out there, to the current Indiana weather and traffic. I just clicked on that. So there are weather stations here that show the concrete temperatures and air temperatures. So the surface road temperature, 39 degrees. And you can click on, any of these cameras. You probably heard of Trimark for Metro Louisville. So this is the cameras on the Indiana side. You can also just go to 511in.org to take a look at these cameras as well. But might be a good resource for you tomorrow morning if you want to check out the live road conditions, which we will be checking out live on the show tomorrow. All right. We have some comments popping in here. And Andre Goatley, hey, buddy. Thanks for popping in the comments. Good to see you. Long-time weather observer. And Lily Lasley, have a good day. Stay warm. You as well. And Christian, thanks for popping in the comments this morning. And thanks for being here. All right, so tomorrow morning, again, the goal is to get up early and pop on with an extra early edition to check out the live conditions across the area. So, and see what's on the ground. As I always say, we don't know exactly how much is going to be on the ground until it's on the ground, but generally should be about 2 inches or less. All right, guys, thanks for being here with us. It's been Ben at 10. It's now 10:58, and we will see you tomorrow. Hopefully not too slippery on those roads. So be careful, again, with that winter weather advisory, 10 p.m. tonight until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right, we'll see you next time.